People always ask RKO, but never are you okay? Fresh and Buds now.
Fresh and
All right, folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Fresh and Buds. I am your host, Tommy Fresh, and you are all my buds. And today we got a banger of an episode to get to with returning champ. I don't know. You're a champion in my mind.
Yeah.
William TableandLegs Nuckolls from the Table Pit Against, and whatever else is happening on that channel. How you doing, my friend? What is going on?
I'm doing good, dude. I'm doing good. Wait, how are you doing?
I'm okay. We talked a little bit before we started recording. I'm stressed, okay? I'm stressed.
You're busy. I'm busy. Mm-hmm. I'm busy in a lot of other things. I don't know. A lot of different stuff going on the channel, and it doesn't, it's not that it's been changing a whole lot, but we do get a bunch of new stuff that shows up on the channel, so been busy keeping up with all of that. Almost keeping up with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, since the last time you were on, you have gotten into a lot of different ideas practiced upon, like on that channel, I should say.
Yes.
It is, if there is something weird and wacky and something I haven't heard of, it's probably going to be on the Table Pit, and it's part of the reason that channel is so great, as well as, what you and Murph is doing over there on Pit Against. It's great stuff. Now, I want to ask you about some upcoming projects, but before I do that, I want to know your thought process, because I think when you were first on, we didn't. You had been doing some pretty creative stuff, but I think since then you really ramped up the creativity, and just paying attention to that and watching you even just talk online, I'm like, William's mind works different than a lot of people, which is a good thing. I hope. What is your process? Like, when do the ideas come to you, and when do you decide I can execute this?
It all starts with about 4 times the recommended dose for an adult of Tylenol. I take about that much every morning, and the ideas pour out at that point. I think the way it works, so I've talked about this in other aspects before, but when it comes to coming up with things that I want to do, so I'll back up more. One of the small projects that I've been working on is I'm helping run the Flesh and Blood content tech help Discord. So content creators of Flesh and Blood go to this Discord, ask questions, and get answers from other members in the Discord, and it just helps flesh out the content. And there's actually a lot of people, there's a reasonable amount of people who get in there and they're like, I love the idea of doing content, I love watching content, I want to make content. Where do I even start, right? And where I end up answering to people is, I make the content I want to see, and also I try to steal from other people and give it a twist. So to break those both down, an example of that would be, we have a show on our channel called Pit Against. The idea is it's a call-in show. You can call in, give your hot takes, like a radio show where you're just like, Flesh and Blood doesn't really need illusionists, right? It's better if we cut them out.
Agreed.
Tommy. Yeah, exactly. Tommy would agree with that. And then we slowly break down and have a conversation about, why illusionist or gravy bones exists in Flesh and Blood and what purpose they serve and other things like that. And so the basis of the show is a call-in show that I totally stole from somebody else. There's a person in the League of Legends space that was doing a call-in show called Hotline League, and I was like, this is awesome. I love this. No one's doing this in Flesh and Blood. I run it through a couple of people. We iterate on the idea more, and it's not just a call-in show. It answers a lot of the Twitter blue sky takes that people have. Like they'll just like throw something out there, start an argument, and don't really get into the details. Like there's more of a conversation to be had there. And so Kevin and I break down those conversations. And so when it comes to making we have a bunch of different ideas that actually go through the channel, and then only some of them actually make it into shows on the channel or videos. And the idea is typically, I found this thing I like. I want to do my own version of it. How do you do your own version of it? What would make it more fit to Flesh and Blood, or for us individually, like as people? Like we stole the idea of an art show from somebody else, and now we have our own Flesh and Blood themed art show that's happening semi-regularly. I liked the idea of other people playing Talishar streamed, but I felt like sometimes there's a lot of dead air when you just have one person on stream. So now we have like this dual casting back and forth Flesh and Blood stream. And like all the project videos is I just watch people who make projects on YouTube, like these weird inventions or whatever. And I twist that into, okay, what projects could I make in, for the Flesh and Blood space? And so the original question was like, where do I come up with those ideas? Yeah. It's mostly YouTube. Like okay. I'm just stealing everything that I am enjoying on YouTube, and rehashing.
William, I wouldn't. Stealing is not, I think, the word theft I would use, because you're getting inspired. I mean, you talk about the Pit Against and the League of Legends show or whatever. I mean, morning sports radio has been doing call-in shows for 50 years. So like, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
Right? This is just something you're not. You're just doing your take on it. I think that's
giving an old bait and
totally
switch, giving an old twist.
Exactly. It's right. Like listen, you build an aggro deck. It's not it's not going to be the first aggro deck ever made, but it's going to be your own twist, hopefully. But
yes,
that's awesome. I mean, like, and the creative project stuff is so fun too. Now, in terms of creative projects on the channel, do you have any like little weird ones? Giant deck box, giant sleeves. Frankenstein.
Giant sleeves. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, write that down.
They make giant trade cards, right? You can get them at conventions.
Yeah.
Giant sleeves for those giant cards. All right, I wrote that down.
Bring it to Worlds.
Tommy with the big ideas right now. So there's a couple. I'm going to read out a few that, because I have a document, and it's just like 50 different ideas. Some are great. Some are terrible, and some might make it into a YouTube video. And some of the interesting ones are like, and oftentimes it's like I come up with a loose idea and I'm not really sure how to spin it. And the way I end up spinning it is like I think about it more of what would make a good video, and then how do I make a story around it? Because when you watch a YouTube video, like a proper, like 15-minute, 30-minute, like a YouTube video, old school YouTube video. You're watching it for the story. And so it's like not necessarily about which idea is the funniest, but what's the funniest way I can describe this item to people. So some of them are like a binder for your miniature Flesh and Blood cards.
Oh, like the new tokens.
Yeah. Or the Tolarian Community College came out with their own personal deck box, exactly how he would want it to be. What if I made my own? What would it look like? What would it look like? And then also, like, I have to make it in my basement with my $4 worth of tools. So we'll see what that looks like. A hardback copy of the comprehensive rules.
I was about to say, I thought you meant the lore book, and I was like, I think that is hard.
Oh, no. For the comprehensive, you could bring it to the armory, and you can be like, see, under page, just actually rules lawyer people.
Wait a second. Wait, can I add to that?
You already did, you giant card sleeves.
No, I want to add to the hardcover comprehensive rules. Sorry, folks, we're brainstorming live on the show. You got to figure out a way to always have dust on the cover of that comprehensive rules. So whenever you're like, let's look to the rules, you always can blow off dust off the cover and then flip it open. That I don't know how.
I think it's funnier if you're like, hold on, let's pull out the book. You pull out the book, then you pull out the supplementary dust creating packet and you smear dust all over it. So then you pull it out a second time, all still in front of the same people, and you blow off the cover, and then they're pissed because you blew dust in their face, and then you open the book up. That's great.
That's gold.
There was an idea around that where it's like German law books. German law is in a hardbound book.
Okay.
And what they do is they have an editing process where you get mailed in any edits that happen and you manually edit it. Since the comprehensive rules are changing all the time, maybe it's something inspired by those German law books. So that's an idea. But the project I'm currently working on, I'm making a video for a project I'm almost done with, is I'm building a cube.
Okay. Okay.
No one's ever heard of that before in Flesh and Blood. Building a cube. No, the idea is like in Magic, it's basically its own format. There's a cube that's just a vintage cube, right? And it's the vintage format, which is wildly overpowered as a cube. And it's like, well, Flesh and Blood doesn't really have an overpowered cube. And there are some really strong cubes. I've actually heard of like an Outsider's cube that's like juiced and it's got like fables in it and stuff, and it sounds awesome. But I wanted a cube that had all the heroes in it. And so the cube, I've been working on this idea with Mara, where it's a shapeshifter cube and it's busted. It's like almost every card's a majestic or should be a majestic. There's like 7 fables in this cube.
Okay.
Every class is playable. Every hero is playable. Most weapons are playable. And you just do some of the most busted stuff. It's shapeshifter in the sense where any reference to a class, including a card's class itself, becomes the word shapeshifter.
Okay.
So when you play Barraging Beatdown and it says your next brute attack gets +4, Intimidate, and then you play Herald of Erudition, it gets +4 and they're missing that one card out of their hand, which just happened to be a popper, and then you hit them for 9 and draw 2 cards. Because it is actually asking your next shapeshifter attack gets +4. And the way Herald of Erudition will read is it will be, because it's light illusionist, it's actually a talented shapeshifter card. So it's affected by things that care about talents, that care about shapeshifter. So it's going to be wildly overpowered. Building this cube has taken me almost a year in ideation. And the video, I only started working on it like this past month. But the video should probably be out soon. And I'm going to have the cube at Worlds is the plan.
Ooh. Well,
yeah.
Sign me up. Sign me up because I love a cube.
100%.
I'll hopefully bring my Brute Cube. I haven't really updated it since Super Slam came out.
Sick.
But yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm excited for it. You're always coming out with some crazy stuff.
Yes,
and, you know, it's pretty cool. Now, I do got to touch on UPF, right? Because, you know, this is what I became to know you for first. Yeah. What do you think the state of UPF is? Because right now, we're going to talk about it. You know, Blitz is kind of being sunsetted as a like competitive format. Yeah. Silver Age is getting introduced. We'll talk about Silver Age. But now that the only format that you know could have high-powered young hero stuff going on was Blitz, you know, competitively. Does this just help the UPF players a little bit? Because now the people who want to do the high-powered young hero stuff can look to UPF. Because, well, I can't do it competitively, but, you know, if I can get some UPF games in, I'm going to do some crazy stuff with the young hero.
So, yes, kind of. History for me is when we started this YouTube channel, the first idea was we don't have a UPF channel on Flesh and Blood anywhere. Like, no one's playing UPF. So we decided to start by playing UPF, and it was great fun. And I have played probably close to 100 games of UPF. I have tried many different variations on the format, playing some very high-powered, low-powered, sealed. And I think my position on where UPF is right now is an idea I had when we first started, and it slowly became like fact, which is Flesh and Blood is just a little bit too like zero sum, I guess is how you would say it. Like when you play Pummel at a person, they have to fully discard a card out of their hand, and it's not like it ends up just being like very personal when you hit on somebody, maybe more so than in other multiplayer formats and other games. Aside from that, Flesh and Blood's still really young, 6 years.
Yeah.
Magic's going on 30 billion or something, right? So like there's so few, and we don't have 30 sets coming out in a year, right? So we're getting a trickle of cards in compared to some other games. And so in that sense, there's less creativity in deck building, or the ability to be creative in deck building in Flesh and Blood currently. This could change in like 5 to 10 years. And so I feel like it's not quite there as a base UPF. And so what I originally theorized some 4 years ago now, God dang, I'm old, was if Flesh and Blood's a fighting game, what fighting games are multiplayer?
Super Smash Bros. Melee.
That's a great answer. The only other answer I could think of at the time was those tag team fighters.
Yes, tag team
like
is something
Marvel Capcom or something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there we do have like team Flesh and Blood where you have like 3 players and whoever wins the best of 3 basically against the other team, which is sick. But I think the answer is items on Super Smash Bros. It's got to be stupid, and it's got to be funny, and it's got to be a little bit of just like absurd. And so I think the answer for UPF is some outside of the game variants put on it. The game is very, very consistent compared to a lot of other card games, right? Your deck just does the one thing almost every turn, or if it doesn't, you want it to, right? Rune Blades draw 4 non-attack actions and their whole deck falls apart, right? Yeah. But throwing curveballs into it, like specifically the new Smash Palace box set that came out with this event deck, and it basically said at the start of every turn, throw a wrench into the table. Once it embeds itself in the table, you may then start your turn. Like, I remember we flipped over the first one. We didn't look at any of the cards. I played Smash Palace for the first time, flipped over the top card, and it says, if you have less life than anybody else, draw 2 cards. Well, I'm playing the character that starts at 19 health. Everyone's got 20. No one's done anything yet. I'm drawing 2 cards. It was silly. It was wildly unbalanced and very fun. And I love the direction of the event deck when it comes to Smash Palace. I've only heard positive things about it. There's no one online about the event deck, and they're just like, this card in the event deck, this really, it really chuffs my jeans or something, however they, whatever.
That's what the kids are saying these days, I think.
I'm over 30 now. Dear Lord. All right, go ahead.
Welcome to the club. Now, I think that, you're probably onto it. Like, I always thought tag team might make sense in a way for Flesh and Blood multiplayer. I mean, Two-Headed Giant, when I would play Magic back in the day, it was one of my favorite. Yeah. It was the most fun. Oh, yeah. Right? Like pre-release, yada. You and one of your buddies, you're like, let's go. We'll open a bunch of packs. We'll figure out 2 decks, and we'll just have fun. And it's something that I do actually still miss, right? And I don't miss anything else from that game, but I do miss that. And if Flesh and Blood could get some form of that, I think we could, and like even morph it into a constructed, or like a constructed version and a limited version. I think it would be a great thing. Now, Smash Palace, you already mentioned it. I played it for the first time last week, a week and a half ago. and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I love crack shuffle play. Now, my only concern is when I played it after was like, that was a lot of fun. What's the replayability like, right? Do you make your own decks to like kind of keep in the set? You know, is that going to be an issue for people who buy the box and they're like, well, do I want to like make like a whole like 4 decks or 6 decks, however many heroes there were, and just so that people can choose every time? I do think that's a little bit of a like an obstacle. I don't think it's the end of the world, but do you find the replayability to be an issue with this, or is it kind of like the perfect casual product?
So I played it twice now, once with 4 players and then a second time with 5 players. And my biggest takeaway is that Victor's broken. My second biggest takeaway was because Victor says, destroy 3 gold, give something +3 and dominate, and that's just a little too Starvo for 20 health. But the second takeaway was like, when I played the second game, it felt like a completely different game. Mm-hmm. Everything spilled out in a very different way, and I enjoyed it just as much as the first game. Would it happen a third time? I'm not really sure. Would it happen a fourth time? You know, like it might start to feel samey. I think they found something here that's actually really nice, like super cool. And what I would like to see, I like thinking about Flesh and Blood in like really long terms. What I'd like to see is they come out with a new one of these every year. And then what people end up doing is they have their own event deck. They buy each of these boxes. They take their favorite cards out of the event decks, shuffle them together, and then you play UPF with people with whatever pre-constructed level of UPF you want to play. And then you have the event deck. Like this is the Fresh and Buds event deck, you know, like you go to a big event and you're like, hey, you guys want to play UPF? I brought my event deck, and it's you put the cards in it. Maybe you put other pieces of equipment or items or talismans or something. Like you have a deck, reveals the top card of each turn at the start of each turn, and shakes the game up. And I think that is probably the best direction for UPF right now, is if people start making their own event decks that aren't maybe too stupid. Because I think that's the interesting thing about these event decks is they're not really wild. They're just a little wild. And if everyone can make their own event deck, and maybe there is one where it's like actual chaos event deck, but people making their own event decks and playing UPF with them, I think actually is the direction that UPF needs to go. Like it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe like a $10 like expansion event pack that people can buy every year. All. You know,
yes. Oh my gosh!
Like once a year, or even if you like, if it's popular, you go like once a quarter. So it's like, I think it's important to not like. I don't want to go down the road of Wizards where you're just like bombarding. You know.
Oh yeah. No. I was thinking like once a year. Like if you came out with a new 100 cards. Mm-hmm. And maybe some of them are repeats or something. Like just every year, that would be awesome.
Yeah, rather than a full box again. I mean, listen, just like say, hey, here's an event pack. You know, this is maybe the holiday season.
Around the holiday season, you come out with the box, and then you could separately just buy the event deck. That would be sick.
Maybe they keep the boxes evergreen. I'm not really sure. I mean,
sure.
Yeah. I don't know how they plan on doing it, or maybe they're just going to plan it around mastery packs if they're going to do more. But either way, I thought it was a really great experience, and I hope that they kind of learned from it. But we do got to get into some serious stuff right now, William. And the most serious stuff is Fresh Faves.
Oh, okay. Which is Go ahead.
Which has a new sponsor. No, I'm kidding. I don't have a sponsor for this segment, but that would be hilarious.
No, that would be great, and people should do that. Give him money.
I need money. Super Slam Fresh Faves.
New Patreon tier.
Yeah.
You get your name as the Fresh Fave. Okay, go ahead.
That's actually not a bad idea.
We're cooking today.
Who is your favorite hero from Super Slam, this brand new set that's not so brand new anymore?
No, it still feels like we're definitely still in Super Slam like meta, right? Like CC is still definitely affected by it, and so it still feels like it's Super Slam meta. And so I think the character that I most aesthetically love is Lyeth Goldmane, the young hero, hanging out with his cat, drinking like catnip wine with his cat. Looks dope.
I mean, listen, I think cat is a little bit of a stretch on that art, but
he's a small guy. It's a big cat. It just looks weird.
I'll give it to you.
But that saying, not my favorite character. Favorite character is RKO. I went 3-0 with him at the silly event that it was, the pre-release. And I'm an assassin main. He's like a Blue Matters value-based assassin. He's basically new.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Listen, I love RKO too. I am playing great. A ton of RKOs, like or RKO like reps right now because I think I'm gonna play. Listen, folks, I'm gonna play RKO this weekend at my last Pro Quest. I played a different deck at every Pro Quest I've been to.
Oh, dope! I love that. What a flex!
It's not working.
Well, yeah, because you keep playing.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to play him otherwise. Yeah.
So I will be playing RKO, and I think that he is just such a cool character because, like, what he does is it's something we've never seen. First of all, I like that more so than Lyeth. He cares about being up, right? Like the reviled talent.
Yeah.
But like when Lyeth goes down on life,
he's like, I want to punch down.
Yeah. And it just makes you. It challenges your whole idea of blocking with equipment, right? It's like I'm blocking with it early because I just want to stay up on life. So my mocking blows and my big bullies do the thing. It's really cool. Yeah. So that's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Yeah. But playing him in Silver Age.
Oh. Well, I guess probably pretty good. I mean, Mocking Blows
it's not bad.
Insane card.
Yes, it is.
Now, what's your favorite weapon from the set? Oh, wait.
I have multiple. No, I have an answer for this.
Okay.
Bait.
Yes. Is that...
Bait is not a weapon, but it's an aura that you can attack with. And if Spectral Shields are an aura, if Spectral Shields are a weapon, bait's a weapon.
Sure. I mean,
is my favorite weapon. That card is so sick. Actually, take the bait. Tell your opponent, do it. See what happens. What happens. I love it.
Oh golly! I mean, I played that over the weekend at the charity event. But it was a lot of fun, and that card's so sick. Great answer. Yeah. What's your favorite equipment?
Does concealed object count?
Sure. I would give that.
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, that's probably a weapon, isn't it? Yeah. No, my answer is probably Horns of the Despised.
Okay.
It's the reviled headpiece. It says Blade Break 1. When you block with this, the crowd boos you. That's basically block 1, Blossom of Spring.
Yes.
It is just I am getting a resource next turn. And I'm blocking 1. That card's great. I'm talking about RKO. Lyeth isn't a hero.
Lyeth isn't a hero.
And RKO, it's so sick. I'm playing. I mentioned playing RKO in Silver Age. Playing that in it. It's kind of dope. It's great.
Yeah, if Scowling Fleshbag didn't exist, you'd be playing that no matter what. Oh
yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's so good.
Good answer. Now, what's your favorite overall card from the set?
So the card from the set that has hit a warm spot in my heart is probably Kick the Hornet's Nest because of how many times I've seen the card with my eyes. And what I mean by that is Tyler, Loose Leaf T, had a spoiler card, which was Kick the Hornet's Nest. And the way he spoiled it was on thefabcube.com.
Yeah.
They had a game where you could play and you could like get the card spoiled for you. by playing the game. Like, the better you do, the better you get it. The game was called Clout Chaser. And I started playing it before Pit Against. Like, we do the Pit Against stream, and an hour beforehand, I just stream just to get, people filtering in. We need people to, like, actually show up and give hot takes. So, like, give time for people to show up. And so I was streaming me playing Clout Chaser, which is just like a little, like, bullet hell game. And you have to pick up, you're driving a car and you're dodging red bullets, and you have to pick up cards on the side of the road. And I got the high score of 469, which I dare you to go play Cloud Chaser and get over 100. It's possible, but it took forever. It was like weeks and weeks and weeks of, like, basically training to get to like over 450. And so I've seen Kick the Hornet's Nest, because every time I lose, it just shows up on the screen as like a reminder that I have lost. So Kick the Hornet's Nest has hit a place in my heart. Other than that, like, I have been playing RKO, and so Clown Slap is just the funniest card.
Oh, Mocking Blow.
Mocking Blow, Clown Slap.
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
Good.
Yeah. It is
insane.
It is very, very good.
Yes.
Very cool. Now, are you revered or you reviled, and what class would you be with that talent?
So I thought about this. I knew you were going to say this, mainly because I reminded you. But I think I'm down with either. I think I could. I don't know which one I am, but I feel like I could play either part, right? So in Flesh and Blood, I'm probably reviled.
Okay.
Because when I played Guardian, all I wanted to do was resolve Pummel.
Yes.
And so I moved to Assassin, because playing every card in Assassin feels like I'm playing Pummel. It's just reaction speed, make you lose your hand. And I love that. And that's probably reviled. But in real life, I think I like being both, like riding the line, being the wild card. I like pissing people off online, but I'm also like a huge shill for like Flesh and Blood and LSS, and I just want people to love the game as much as I do.
I think
both.
I think that's a fair assessment of you, because I see how you post, because like your way.
I see you. I know what you're doing.
Listen, I read right through it. You don't have to. I'm like not engaging with it.
You're just trying to,
not engaged with it.
I do think, like, so on Pit Against, we have all these, hot takes that come in, and a part of that show is being able to see both sides of an argument. They're going to say something dumb or something I've never heard of, and you have to be able to see both sides to like moderate this, right? To like host the show. You have to be able to see both sides, argue both sides. Because like if you say, something happens, like they announce Silver Age, and then we get a caller on that wants to talk about Silver Age, they're either going to want to talk about how much they hate it or how much they love it. And I have to be able to argue both sides, because you don't want to just have everyone on the show like agreeing on one side. Like there's got to be a little bit of push and pull tension. So you got to be able to argue both sides. You got to be able to see both sides. And you have to also kind of realize that most of the time the answer is closer to the center, right? Yeah. Like it's probably in a middle ground. And so like on the show, Kevin and I just look like we don't take any stances, because it's like, I don't know. It's very much in the middle ground, right? So,
well, I do want to say I go on whenever I have the chance, right? Yeah. To give like a hot take on Pit Against. And one time I was like, we got to start playing Yellow Fate for Scenes and Yellow Sync Belows. And then I'm pretty sure we saw Maximilian Klein rocking Yellow Sync Below and Fang. And I was like,
confirmed he watches our show and he was listening to you and got that idea from you. Confirmed.
Yeah. He wasn't like, let me look at the best card in the game at yellow.
Now, in a deck that doesn't mind playing yellows.
Yeah, that kind of likes yellows better than blues.
Yeah.
Now what's your GOAT set? What's the greatest set of all time in your estimation?
Tales of Aria is what I started with. Okay. And so it's hard for me not to want to say it, because it's when I fell in love with the game, right? And so it's like hard not to say that one. Welcome to Wraith is pretty goated. Like, that one's pretty sick. Misfail has a great draft. High Seas had a great draft.
Yes, it did.
I don't know. This last set was really funny.
Yeah.
Watching someone go like 20-0 in one turn is very funny.
For one person.
I don't know. Like, goated set? Probably Outsiders.
I like that answer.
Outsiders is sick. Like, there's so many good answers. I like Outsiders a lot. And I think that's also okay. I'm going to keep talking about this cube. When I started making the cube, I wanted to make a cube in Flesh and Blood because I wanted a piece of Flesh and Blood forever, like a way to draft it forever. And so I kept looking at sets, and I'm like, I don't want to stop drafting that. It's going to go out of print, and I'm going to not be able to draft anymore. And so I'll make a set draft. And then I wanted to do that for every single set, basically. And it was becoming a problem. And I was like, I can't just, build a set cube for every single set. I'll just make a shapeshifter cube where I can play every class forever.
Every class, every cool card.
Yeah.
I think it works.
Yeah. Probably.
Well, those good answers. Now, we got to get to the main topic, William. It was the 6th anniversary stream this past weekend. And,
yay!
We got to see a dev talk with James and Brian. We got to see some of the other devs on the couch. We got to see Liv, make her debut with the company, which is really cool. Always great to see Alex on stream as well. We got some gameplay. That was all cool. But
we got some bloopers.
We got some bloopers. We got some funny memes. There was a lot going on. Now, we got to give some hot takes on each thing that was kind of vaguely talked about or whatever. We'll start with the big one, Silver Age, right? For those of you who don't know, Silver Age is what Project Blue was. Project Blue was like the beta or whatever, and this is the 1.0 release of that format. They are sunsetting Blitz. They are looking at this common and rare format with a decent amount of bans, power cards, like generic 0 for 4. Defense reactions, sink below, fate for scene, etc. They added some bans from 4 newer sets, like NIMBY was banned, which, funny enough, I looked at the NIMBY ban. I was like, that's for RKO. It's just like too good. And then it was for Aurora, I think, or Briar.
Yeah.
I forget which
something
one
like that.
was.
Yeah, no, it was Briar. Yeah.
Vigorous Smash Up, which kind of is a bummer, to be honest, but
no, that card needed to go.
I don't think so.
No. you saw their KO stream on KO game on stream, and it's like,
yeah, KO.
He had a lot go wrong, honestly, and like it could have been much better out of him. That deck's crazy.
Yeah. So, there's a bunch of bans, but really this is the biggest thing about it was they are going to offer pre-constructed decks in chapter 1 and 2 coming out alongside whatever the new set is, which we'll talk about in a second too. And I forget how many decks total there are. It's 10 decks total, and they're all $20 each. $20 each, and they each come with a pack.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's not, I've been hearing a lot of people being like, $10 for a bunch of commons or $20 for a bunch of commons is stupid. It's a bunch of commons and a booster pack.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's
actually probably mostly rares, but
yeah. So like you're thinking about like, all right, let's talk about what the actual breakdown is here. Now, what's the price of the old Blitz decks? I guess is the question. 15. So
15 on site, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. It was either 12 or 15, but like, which never came with Majestics or packs, but
no,
these are supposedly competitively viable in that format, right? Where those Blitz decks, we're not. You could technically bring it to a Blitz armory, but I would not say you would do well because you're missing legendaries, you're missing Majestics, yada yada yada, and these $20 competitively viable packs are great for people to get into the game. Now, it's cheaper. It is going to be cheaper to build a deck on your own, right? With draft chaff you already have, or just ordering like commons and rares that are like, like nickels and dimes, like online. You'll be able to do it, but the convenience of this is I think awesome. I think my hot take here is that this is a huge win. I think that a common complaint about the game is that it's too expensive, which I get it, right? I spent a lot of money on this game. I'm happy to do it, but I wouldn't go to Joe Schmo on the street and say, hey, do you want to spend this much money to get into this game that is awesome? They're going to say no, right? I'm like, well, $20, I'm willing to buy somebody a deck
$20,
for $20.
So easy to buy in, right? Okay. One, I looked it up. You were right. Monarch Blitz decks, when they came out, $12. Now, that was years ago, right? With all the things that's happened in the world, I'm not surprised that it went up. Basically, I'm going to say it went up to $15, and then you get a $5 booster pack. Makes a lot of sense, right? $20 is the $15 deck, $5 booster pack. But, like, at our LGS, they sell more than card games. They sell other game-related stuff. One of the games that they sell for is Frisbee Golf, where all you need to play Frisbee Golf is a singular disc.
Yes.
But it is one of the largest cash cows in the thing because rich white people will buy so much stuff when it comes to Frisbee Golf. And it's kind of that way. Flesh and Blood. If this works, and I'm sure it will because I think it's great, $20 to get into the game and to play it competitively. Seriously. That sounds great. And then you get really into it and you're like, actually, I'm more of a CC kind of guy. Heart of Findo's only like $300. Okay, like, that's not that bad, right?
We're not jumping. I'm not even jumping on the Heart of Findo. But yeah, I think that I've seen some complaints online that $20 is a little steep. Now, I understand that not everybody can afford that, right? It's just, it's tough out there, right? It's but I would say it's tough to get into a trading card game and not spend money. It just is. And these things
it's
cost
tough to
money.
get into anything and not spend money, right?
Yeah.
A game of bowling's $20.
Yeah. Well, I go on college night. It's like $1.50 a game.
Oh, well.
I mean,
privilege. All right. No, never mind.
I don't know if that's privilege, but and it's $2.50 Rolling Rocks in the bar, so we're really cooking.
Oh shoot!
But I'm also the oldest person there by 15 years. So just like, how you doing, fellow kids? But
put on your college jersey so you can go play bowling.
Yeah. But I think the Silver Age thing is a huge win. I'm not even sure. I'm positive this format is going to need to be balanced, but I don't think that's a hot take. That's just with any format. The most powerful format in the game seems to be impossible to balance. Yeah, but we're not going to talk about LL.
We've had ups and downs in CC. We've had ups and downs in LL. I've heard we've had ups in Blitz. So all the formats fluctuate, right? So if it has a rocky start, I think it's fine. They'll iron it out in some way, and there'll be other rocky moments. But as long as they keep at it and trying to make sure it works, and I think innovate with it, right? So the thing with Blitz is it just became too much, right? It's too powerful. If you wanted it to be balanced, you basically have to ban all the Majestics.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were like, oh frick, we got to ban all the Majestics. What if we start from scratch and we start by banning all the Majestics? And then that's what this is, right? So they said that in the video that what they were trying to do was they were trying to solve Blitz's Eternal format, and they were coming up with these weird singleton, basically LL ban list Blitz. And what they came to is just it's not fun. It's not fun to lose on turn one when you have no decisions made on either side of the table. And I'm pretty sure they took a step back and they were just let's ban all the Majestics in a format and see what happens. This looks
I also think it's got to be easier on the dev side when designing it's easier to power down the commons and rares when you're designing a limited environment, right? Because it's the glue. You're just making like synergistic things happen, and it just has to be cool and limited. It doesn't have to be powerful. You just have to like make it mesh and make the decisions in the draft matter, etc. So I think this makes it easier for them to like streamline their dev process, because that's, I think, the real reason that this is happening is that it's just kind of got out of hand, right, for them.
Yeah, you had Carol on last week.
Yes.
And I asked a question that brought up the point of, like when in the cycle of building a set do the commons or rares come out? And he's like, very early. And so like they're like literally what it seems to describe it as is like they're actually like the foundation that the set is built on. And so you build like a fairly reasonable foundation, then you can pile on the majestic crap on top, right? Mm-hmm. You have the structure to hold the silly cards. And so it's a format without the silly cards that end a 20 health game in one turn, right? Yeah. Also, a lot of these rares feel like silly cards when they have only 20 health, right?
Yeah, when they're the best cards.
Yeah, when they're the best cards, they feel silly.
Yeah. So, Silver Age, I think a win. Very cool. Excited. I've been actually jamming a lot on Talistar. I built a Riptide deck right away and was like, let's rock. And it's a lot of fun. It is. It's quick. It's easy. And that's kind of what I wanted out of Blitz, but Blitz just kind of felt like you were too, like tunnel vision, right? You had to play these decks. So
I will say you wanted 6 hot takes for 6 years of Flesh and Blood. My hot take for Silver Age is they're specifically making this competitive tuned. Mm-hmm. People are playing a lot of weird stuff right now, and it's very fun to like build decks. Oh, it will. But when Battle Hardens start coming out, that is supposed to be Silver Age, people are going to be like, this is a 5-hero, this is a 7-hero format. Like, I can't play Huntsman in this. And it's like, no, no, you can't. I mean, you can play it at your armory. You can probably play it at a ProQuest, but like, it is supposed to be a competitive format. And so my hot take is like, everything's going to narrow in, right? Like, mm-hmm. we're gonna find better decks, and those are going to be played more. And then you're going to have to learn how to play against those decks. It's different when you just die on turn 0 in Blitz, but
yeah.
Still.
Well, hopefully none of that. We will see. Now, the next thing, they refer to the set, like, acronym for the new set.
Set code.
PEN. P-E-N. I'm pretty sure that's what it is because...
Or P-I-N.
Well, I think it's...
P-Y-N.
Yeah, well, I think the way... we don't really know. I'm pretty sure the way Brian was saying it was... P-E-N.
It sounded like pen as opposed to pin, right? Yeah. So,
but
maybe
the Kiwi accent throws us for a loop. But
Brian's notable Kiwi accent.
No, Brian's accent that I'm more used to from the Northeast.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm going to say it's P-E-N.
Yeah.
And my hot take is it is not Monarch 3. I think there's a lot of people that want it to be Monarch 3.
Ooh.
Now, okay. I think that when I think of Fen, I think of, is it mightier than the sword, right? Actually,
okay.
Smokes. What if that's the set name and it is Librarians versus Warriors or something like that? Ah, man.
It's the all-light Solana set, Monarch 3. They win. The bad guys lose.
No.
That's what it is. So you just said it. We got it. Ship it. Someone ship it. Send it.
What do you think? I mean, okay, it probably is Monarch. Let's say it is Monarch 3.
We've got full circle.
I've convinced myself. Let's say it is Monarch 3. New Levia, right? I think probably some form of New Levia has.
Old Levia.
Well, I
guess, Old Levia 3.
Yeah, I guess new Levia 3.
New Levia.
Yeah. Dorinthia Light, I think would be probably
mightier than the sword.
And then I know Illusionist. I think we can't have Illusionist again.
We did just have Gravy.
What, Gravy? Late Gravy?
No, Gravy was an Illusionist, and we did just get him.
I mean, I disagree.
He's an Illusionist.
I do. I
He's a board state hero.
Oh, it's a board state hero.
With Go Again.
Yeah.
He's basically Dromai.
But these illusions, okay, well, all right. Listen, these illusions, they need to be interacted with differently. Like these allies are different than.
Okay.
I have to attack those allies. They're like the dragons, I will say.
I like Prism's allies because you can attack Prism or you can attack them. They feel very fragile when you can fight them in different ways.
Wait,
Flick Knives kills them.
Almost like an illusion. Almost like an illusion, William. Okay.
Yeah, you can either fight with your illusions or you can take medication, right? So like there's different ways to handle it.
Yeah. But I think Pen is probably Monarch 3. I was gonna try to play devil's advocate and I should try to be William Table and Legs Nuckolls.
Yeah. So we talked about it before the show, and my point was Pen. The only thing I can think of with Pen is Prism is a writer, or at least very interested in books, a librarian. Pen, I don't know. I felt like it kind of went together.
I think somebody on Blue Sky said Penumbra, which is maybe some kind of demonic.
I feel like
thing.
Flesh and Pod is probably going to say something relating to like the number 15.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Flesh and Pod would do that. Pen, we can only really speculate. We're going to find out in like 2 weeks at Worlds.
Yeah. They're 100% going to talk about it more at Worlds, and we're probably at least going to get the name, right? Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of like Pro Tour Baltimore. They showed us what new Prism looked like, and so I wouldn't be surprised if they showed us the name and showed us one of the heroes, right? So, we're just speculating at this point. They're going to tell us.
Yeah, they're going to tell us, but hot take, it's the Savage Lands, folks. 2 brute sets in a row.
It's Reinhardt, but he's saying sketch plans, which is he's not using a pin, but it's basically a pin.
It's basically
Reinhardt is the pin. Dorinthia is the sword. And the pin's mightier than the sword, so Reinhardt kills Dorinthia in Classic Battles 2. There we go. We figured it out.
And somehow Max is there. But all right. Speaking of Reinhardt, we got to see some Reinhardt cards. For the new set, not the new set, the new Armory deck. I think this is something that I am, first of all, surprised we didn't get this stuff in actual heavy hitters, the more beat chest mechanics.
Oh, yeah. Because that's when it was like debuted, kind of, the concept of beat chest.
Yeah, so I think that, I guess they're not updated on Fabric yet, but I did see some of them, and I do remember what some of them do, but where the heck were they? Let me look in Discord. But anyway, so beat chest, right? This is the coolest mechanic. So when I saw Assault and Battery, my spoiler card for that set, it had beat chest. Yeah. I was like, wait, I get to choose the 6?
Oh, yeah.
Choose the card to discard?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay, Reinhardt is going to be the best deck. And then there was only a couple beat chest cards, and I was like, oh, I guess it kind of makes sense. That would be a lot. What are your takes on beat chest? Is this going to be, because Reinhardt is not bad right now and is about to get, some serious stuff.
I think where this meta sits right now is very good for brutes, because brutes in general feel like I've always described them as like very anti-fatigue. With Intimidate, with their overrate value, they're not really disrupting people as much as other classes. Their focus is on just pushing through. And so in a lot of ways, they're very anti-fatigue. They got a lot of ways to recur stuff and other things like that too. And so this fits into the mold, right? It's dealing with Intimidate, it's dealing with gaining value, gaining Go Again. It feels good. Like, these cards look good. But here's the thing about beat chest is you get a lot more value out of choosing the card you're discarding, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like they pull some punches because of that too, right? Like you're not doing as crazy as some other brute things you've done previously that involve like random stuff, right? Like a 0 for 6. If it said like 0 for 6, draw a card, discard a card, like beat chest. 0 for, if it was Wild Ride, but Wild Ride got to pick the card you discard, that card's silly. That card's very silly. And it already just doesn't block because they already know it's very overrate in what it does. And so my thing about beat chest is with the card you discarded previously in old cards, like the random discard. Like if you're doing one of those just like genuine random discards, not like the like filter discard that like Wild Ride does, but like
Wrecker Romp.
Wrecker Romp, yeah, right. So it's like as an additional cost, discard a card. Well, in this at random, this is at your leisure because
and you don't even have to do it.
Yeah, you don't have to do it, and you get to choose what the card is. The value you need to get out of discarding this card needs to be high, is what I'm getting out of this, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be Bolton and discard a card every turn and win the game, right? You need to be getting serious value out of discarding this card. If that means the whole deck is beat chest stuff, so you beat chest once, and then the whole turn, you get like 4 different buffs because you got multiple beat chest buffs, even though you only discarded one card. That could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you discard a very high value card, like Beast Within, right? You discard Beast Within off Beast Chest, pays for itself. And so that's the thing with these beat chest cards. When I look at them, they don't all tell me this necessarily, but what I want out of beat chest is brutes do kind of play a number game, and I want them to get a high value number out of whatever card they're discarding.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they have a little bit of that accessed already with Beast Within, with Sea Legs. These are...
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So the beat chest cards we've seen, all right, are Alpha Instinct, which we had already seen. This is the blue 6 that blocks for 0 and it's a spec.
Yeah.
When this is discarded to beat chest, create a might token. This doesn't have beat chest, but it's a beat chest payoff. That's a blue. And then we have Bear Destruction, which is a majestic. It is a red 2-cost 6 attack 3 block that has beat chest. And when this attacks, if you've beaten chest this turn and you don't control chest equipment, this gets go again, and the next brute attack action card you play this turn gets +2. This is the big payoff. This is going to be the card that everybody looks at. Now, we did get a look at the chest equipment, which is Torque of Vim, which is a 1-block battle worn. And when you beat chest, you may destroy this. If you do the next brute attack action card you play this turn, gets costs 2 less to play.
It's insane.
With that Bear Destruction, I mean, that is, I guess you're Bear Destructioning first, then destroying that, and then the next attack's going to come in for free with a +2. So
you also have the headpiece, which I think is almost just as strong, maybe stronger.
The headpiece was
Echo Cask, Battleworn 1. Whenever you beat chest, you may pay 1 and destroy this. If you do, just draw a card. Yeah. Just draw a whole card.
I mean, for the brute players out there, it's going to be tough to want to play something over Scowling Fleshbag, but that is a pretty good effect. Anything, a sideboard card.
It's at rare, so we're talking about Silver Age.
Oh, that's at rare? It's cut off for me.
Yeah.
But
I think it's a rare. I'm pretty sure it's a rare.
Yeah, and we got some cool other rares like Bear Swing, which is beat chest 3 for 7 that blocks for 3. When this attacks, if you've beaten chest this turn, if you don't control chest equipment, this gets +2. That's worth looking at for Silver Age. And then there's also Smell Fear. This is the yellow rare that says it's a brute non-attack action that blocks 3. Beat chest. If you've beaten chest this turn, intimidate your next brute attack.
If you've won a game of chess this turn, which we'll circle back around to that,
gets if you've intimidated 2 or more times this turn, get +3. So there's a bunch of cool stuff. I think that this is going to be enough to push Rhinar in a good direction. I don't know if the actual chess equipment is what you're going to play, because I feel like you just kind of want to play Savage Sash because you can just blow that up and get probably more value. But I
feel like we just want a lot of cards in your deck that get you value when they're discarded, not at random, because some brute cards care about that, right? Like Head Crack or whatever it's called. That one has to be discarded at random to give you a resource.
Skullcrack, yeah.
Skullcrack, yes. And so I feel like it is a bit like Bolton. Dang, I'm so sorry I keep comparing it to Bolton. But if you get card A to discard card B and card B gives you a bonus for doing that, it might make up for the fact you had to discard a card. Problem with those...
You're already getting an Intimidate off of it. If you think about it, you're getting
if you're playing Rhinar, or if you're playing KO, you get like a I mean, you're probably not playing this in KO, but like even still, you're getting a might token. Yeah, so like your hero power gives you some kind of benefit. If the card you're discarding has a benefit, if the card you're playing has a benefit, that's a lot of synergy on top of itself that could make Beat Chest worth it, and so that's what I'm looking for.
My hot take is, this is enough for us to say goodbye to Romping Club within the next year of it getting printed. Because I think, I haven't run the numbers. I'm not really a run the numbers kind of guy, but I can kind of feel the vibe that there's going to be turns where Rhinar's coming in on a Blood Rush Bellow turn with some of these cards.
Eugene is going to be coming in on a Blood Rush Bellow
for like 4 cards intimidated, 40 damage or something like that. I think that might be crazy, but who knows? Right?
That might be too much. I think if you quad intimidate and deal 20 twice, I'm like, you know what? You did it. Good job. Yeah. You did it. I'm happy for you. I'm not even mad. So I think there's a world. Also, I think this meta is really good for him. There's a lot of Earth Hero going around. Rhinar pretty good into Earth Heroes, I hear, right?
Yes.
They can't play D-Reacts if they're all in the Banish Zone.
So true. So true. Okay. One more Rhinar thing. These are some small little things that were kind of announced. There is a golf Rhinar with a golf romping club that you can get at...
Small? This is the sickest thing ever.
Okay.
Tommy,
right.
put this on screen right now. This looks so sick.
I am not editing it in.
Editor Tommy, put this in. This is the sickest art I have seen in Flesh and Blood.
It's very cool.
As soon as they started amping us up, like in the live stream with the music, and then they revealed the card, and I was like, no way. It's so sick. Talking about having to beat a person in chess before you play a card. This Rhinar does that. This guy beats you with a club. He beats you on the golf course, and he beats you on a chessboard. This is the sickest Rhinar. I want to hang out with him. I want to hang out with this guy. It's so sick.
Okay.
I love this.
I appreciate it, but I don't know why it's part of the Philadelphia thing. Because
who cares? I don't care. It's awesome.
Taylor Morrow, shout out, I think asked the question of Blue Sky, why is this happening at Philly? It doesn't really make much sense to me. Now, maybe I'm a little bit jaded because it's because when he swings the club, he yells 4. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand why it makes sense for Rhinar, but why is it a Philly thing? But
I don't know.
The world's anyway. I'm just a little bit jaded, or like
they know you're going to Worlds, and now you're going to spend $150 at their merch booth, which is how you get it.
Yes, I am.
That's what they thought. They were thinking of you.
I do actually like that it comes with a score pad and a pencil. That's hilarious. But I'm just jaded because I really dislike the Worlds promo other heroes that are like in a diner for some reason.
Coffee Florian is so funny. I love it.
It doesn't make any sense.
I've had that Waffle House barista before. They don't care. They barely get you a bad coffee.
I mean,
I love
all right,
it.
I
It's
understand
real.
there's like some cheese and some steak in there, but like diners are a Jersey thing, first of all, right? Or New York City if you want to even like, kind of
Sure.
expand it a little bit.
New York,
Philly's not really known for their diners.
New York, Jersey.
Yeah.
I
The dual state area.
the dual state area.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts on the whole thing. Is when they came out with the swimsuit arts for wherever the frick that was.
Is that Taipei?
They came.
Am I Singapore?
Singapore? Was it Singapore?
It was recent. It was one of the ones over the summer, right?
When they came out with the swimsuit arts, I was
Yeah.
like, dear Lord, this wasn't too far removed from Verdant's coming out and you getting the foot token.
Oh.
And I'm just like, is this what the game's devolving into? Swimsuit models and foot tokens? And I'm just like, man. And I'm also like getting into like the assassin class at that time.
Mhm.
And so I'm finding out that like all the assassin cards are like gore or like women committing gore. And so like I'm just like, is this what this game's turning into? And so when they showed up with a Hoagie Prism, I'm just like, yes. Normal people can play the game too, not just Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Whoa. Let's all right. I don't co-sign on that, but
hot takes.
This is why I bring William on so you could say the hard things.
Yeah. My opinions are all my own, and they are proofread by Tommy, and he allows me to say them.
I don't know how to read. But anyway, Golf Reinhardt's cool. Not fan of the diner heroes, but that's okay.
I love them.
Okay, the next one is small. There's Black Friday packs, which you can get on Black Friday, I guess, only at
They
your
are
gem
stores.
stores.
It's only 2 cards. I was like, what are you going to put in a 2-card pack?
I guess
That's
it's
less
just
than
a
Gym Pack. Gym Packs give me 3 cards.
Yeah, that feels like more of a little retailer bonus rather than a fan bonus. I mean,
I'm going to all my LGSs that day, like on Black Friday. Like I'm going out. I'm buying something.
Yeah,
the minimum for those packs, whatever it is. So.
Yeah, so that's cool. We don't know.
It works.
Right?
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Reinhardt.
And Golf Reinhardt, or just regular Reinhardt. Non-foil token rarity.
It's like maybe one of the cards is like a 1/9 of the art card, like how they break up the art cards in gym packs, and so you can get the Reinhardt art with just the golf ball. Like you get the middle right section, and it's just the golf ball, and you're like, yeah.
And then we're going to have to hear people say, Reinhardt's not the character, it's the golf ball. Just like they say with Victor. I'm sick of it. Now,
Goliath's a lion.
Let's close this out with, do you have any hot takes about the stream overall?
I think I expected a little more out of the stream. But it might just be because this is year 6, which is coming off the back of year 5, and year 5 was explosive, and it was, it's the 5th year of Flesh and Blood. We did it. It's great. It's awesome. We made it to year 5, and year 6 is like, all right, we're still chugging. We're still doing the thing. And so I think I expected a little bit more out of it, but it was fine. I liked it. It was a good stream. I'm excited about Silver Age. I'm excited about Sunsetting Blitz. I'm excited about the direction of Flesh and Blood right now. LL is a fun format. I don't know if this meta is super fun, but like having an excuse to play LL is kind of sick. Reinhardt card is great. It was the peak of the whole evening. I don't know. It was good.
All right. My hot take is it sucked. No, it was fine. I mean, like, yeah, you're like you said, it wasn't as eventful as I thought it would be, but I guess they really want to nail home the Silver Age thing, which I think makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And, I truly think it answers a big question that a lot of people have, right? The game is growing, but if we can get people in for, low cost, right? And to be able to compete at a high level, right? Like, they're supporting Silver Age with big events. So like, I think that's pretty important.
If draft can be a major like format draft, which costs literally $15, 3 booster packs. Like if draft can be a major tournament like contender, you know what'd be sick is if like you had some large like calling that was like dual format, like if they push forward with more dual formats, and like one of them was Silver Age and draft, and then it's like
it's like Silver Age.
It's like $30 like worth of cards that you're gonna be having to deal with over the weekend. Like it's the cheapest decks you'll ever build, and it could be very competitive and very fun and very interesting. Whether or not I know some people who are working on Silver Age right now because they're like, well, if this is something we have to think about, I'm going to start brewing or whatever and trying to break the format. And some of them are thinking that, the format might be pretty narrow already. Like it might just be a few heroes at the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're going to build on this game. They're going to work on it. Is it technically out? Like, I think they described the like battle hards we're going to have with it as like pre-release events, because like, I don't think it actually comes out until those decks come out middle of next year or whenever they're coming out. Right.
Yeah. You get a first look at those battle hardens.
Yeah.
And then I think like they said that Pen was kind of like designed around Silver Age or something like that. I mean, they kept it in mind.
Yeah. It's fully going to be kept in mind. Like a part of it is like, some people are complaining about equipment options. Pen's supposed to have a very high amount of rare equipment that is supposed to be to inject straight into that format, right? So
cool. I think it's not going to be Findle's Spring Tunic. It's going to be Jim Bob's Spring Tunic, where you got to wait for 5.
No, that was that card got banned.
Oh, old knocker.
Old knocker. That's old Jim Bob's Spring Tunic.
But all right, well, those are some hot
Mara would get so upset about. Mara has to bling everything out, and so she had a very, very fancy whatever the other Spring Tunic, the one that you just break it to gain a resource. Blossom, yes. Yeah. She had a very fancy Blossom of Spring, and Old Knocker became slightly better because you could do it at instant speed and you could block 1 with it. And she was like, I don't want to have to play with a hairy man's chest in the chest slot in certain decks. And so it's banned in Silver Age, yes.
No,
yeah, there you go.
Have to, but
old Jim Bob's Tunic.
Yeah. Well, those are some hot, chaotic takes, to be honest. It was a little bit all over the place, but, after last week, we had a little bit shorter of an episode, so I'm happy to bring William on, because I knew William was...
I am here to pad out your content.
Yeah, no. That's not what you're doing. This is all meaningful. I promise. Now, we do have listener questions. These come from the Buds Discord, free for anybody to join. Notably, one less question asked by you this week, because you ask every week, which is
true. I ask all the time. Yeah, so I didn't ask myself a question.
Yeah, someone else who asks all the time is Capolo, who asked, build your own hero from existing hero pieces, whose arms, legs, chest, and head.
Probably got to be Scowling Fleshbag, Striders, Flick Knives, Tunic. That way I just kill my opponent on their turn immediately. You imagine Striders and Fleshbag, you block with Fleshbag, they lose the last card out of their hand, and then you Striders.
But why the Flick Knives?
Oh, that's gross. Because the card's annoying. And then Tunic's overpowered. It's like a flex card. You just put it on the field to like flex at them or something. No, if I was... a part of like build your own hero, I was thinking about this like a perspective of just like, well, build your own hero, like you in Flesh and Blood, out of what we know Flesh and Blood is. And I kind of thought about it like a D&D character. And so like if I was to build my own D&D character from what I know of Flesh and Blood, like when I play games like that, I like playing like Jack of all trades, like Red Mage, where you just like you got a little bit of stabby and you got a little bit of spells, which is basically Runeblade. And I like the art from Stinging Steelblade, like that guy who's just hanging out and like basically level 1 first town on an adventure.
Oh, yeah.
He's just a guy with a sword. I want to be a common from Tales of Aria. That's what I want to be.
Makes sense to me. Sigma comes in and asks, if you could design a fad product for LSS to explode its fan base, especially the casual one, and be set for success, what would it be? How would you package it? Would it have a digital component? What classes would you include, and how would you price it? Listen, we don't have to figure out the whole product, but...
Okay. So I think at this point, I think the best way for growing casual Flesh and Blood, I'm going to answer it in 2 parts. The best way for growing casual Flesh and Blood is probably either leaning into Super Smash Bros. You got those event decks we were talking about earlier. Or like maybe a more cooperative experience, right? If they get a good PvE off the ground, Mara keeps trying to push this PvE idea they have. And honestly, this cube idea, stole that from Mara too. You know, we're doing motifs on this show, nothing but motifs. And earlier I was talking about stealing. Earlier I was talking about Mara. I stole this idea from Mara. And
you were talking about RKO.
Steal. Yeah.
Who steals?
Who steels?
Steals
victory.
Yeah.
And you called me a champion at the top of that. It all comes back together. Anyways, Mara has a PvE idea. I'm looking to steal after this. After I finish making this cube, might steal her PvE idea and see what that works. Let's see what that looks like. But I think a PvE might be really nice. Now, to grow the game, the one product that would immediately grow the game, make Flesh and Blood Arcane, the TV show.
Oh.
I mean very literally, you hire the same writers and the same animators who made Arcane, League of Legends Arcane, and make it Flesh and Blood, and you will gain more followers than Magic the Gathering has. Like it will be the biggest game overnight. Show's good, and it's very popular.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll get on it, right?
Plus, the TV show would be sick, right?
I guess.
That would be sick.
I don't like animated TV shows, so...
Well, we'll put you in it, and then you'll be like, well, I'm in it, so of course I like it.
Can I be in it as like a live action person, like Michael Jordan in Space Jam?
Yeah.
Cool. Although I'd be
have a cameo. You'll be like one of the guys who gets like flung out of the way when 2 people are fighting. It'll be you, and you'll be like, as you're flying through the air.
The Wilhelm scream.
Yes, exactly.
Darth Prentice asked, what's the superior hot dog condiment? And also asked how the cube was. We talked about the cube, but more importantly, what's the superior hot dog condiment?
Liquid nacho cheese.
Okay. All right.
Nacho cheese. I want nacho cheese. I want a all beef hot dog on a really nice bun with nacho cheese. That's it. That's
fair. That's fair. No chili.
You may add chili if you want to add chili.
Okay. All right. Mr. Viz, a.k.a. Gary, asks, how does someone acquire your level of madness?
We kind of talked about this, too. Working retail. No, I'm just kidding.
I would agree.
Tylenol? What did I say earlier? No. So I wrote up something for this. I've always been pretty... I'm pretty sure what he's talking about is the chaotic nature some of the project videos come across as. I've always been very like theatrical as a kid and suffer from what is probably ADHD and a crippling addiction to YouTube and the internet. Also like watching YouTube channels of like, I was talking about watching makers videos, like people who just make big stupid projects like William Osmond, Michael Reeves. They taught me it's okay to be a moron on the internet. And actually it's quite fun. And so I think that combined with being a community college art school dropout is just a potent recipe for unhinged.
Listen, that's as fair of an answer as I could expect.
Yeah.
But the next one's a doozy. I think you said in the Discord that you're not going to subject me to reading it, but I'm going to read it anyway because I haven't read it yet. And I saw like a wall of text, so I'm going to just go for it. Dr. Unks asks, suppose, hypothetically, of course, you pour yourself a bowl of cereal and you find a small black ant on top.
All right, I'm going to cut you off right there, Alex. I listen, the question is, how many ants do you eat before you realize I don't want to eat ants anymore or something like that? And it's like, listen, I'd probably stop after eating the first ant and I wouldn't go any further after that. And I would be checking all of my food, regardless how tasty ants are. I'm not into bugs. They're gross. I'm a refined man like Reinar. I play chess and golf on the weekends, and I don't eat bugs. Yeah, his question is like, what if you found out that ants are tasty? And it's like, probably not doing it.
I would do it.
If
okay,
never mind.
Was directed at me. If something tastes good, if I
He's
know,
like, can I put chili on it? Like,
it's like nacho cheese with my ants. But cool. No, that's a fair answer. I think. But hey, listen, this has been one doozy of an ep. Thank you so much, William, for giving me your time. You're the best. You are a loyal bud, a loyal friend, a loyal flesh and blood player, and most of all, you are William. I don't know where I was going with that.
That's true. No, that's great.
Incredible.
I appreciate that.
Can you please plug all of your things? And thank you.
Yeah. So I've talked about most of them. We have a Flesh and Blood live call-in show, Pit Against, on Thursdays. We have debates and conversations that can't be answered in only 300 characters on like Blue Sky or Twitter, right? Like we break down those silly retorts. And on Saturdays, we have a stream called No Blocks. It's a chill tower show stream, and a show called The Design Table. It's a Flesh and Blood themed art show. We got a lot of streams going on, but outside of the streams, I've been making these project videos like the world's tallest deck box, Franken-Matt. Do you know how many times I've been like specifically asked like not to pick up cards on the other side of the table because they saw the Franken-Matt video and they're scared of me near their stuff? I tore up my stuff. Anyways, the current project I'm working on is this Tome Shapeshifter Cube. I got a video regaling the entire journey, and it's probably coming out soon.
And this can all be found on the Table Pin on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can all continue to find me on all platforms at freshbudspod. Check out the Buds Discord. It's a great place to hang out. Fresh Juice is an indie game podcast I do with my cousin. It's a lot of fun. His paternity leave's over, so he's back at work and he's miserable. That's cool.
And he's back in the pod and he's not miserable.
Yeah, we started the pod a little bit earlier, but it's a good time. We played, I think, my game of the year this week. It's called Absalom. It's a roguelite beat 'em up game. It is so good. It's fantasy too, which is awesome. I recommend it big time. And golly, what else? Oh, Patreon. I am revving up my Patreon, a bonus episode every week. It's called the Tommy Fresh Patreon Show. You're going to get my deepest, darkest thoughts, my thoughts on controversy, my thoughts on different cards,
your thoughts on me.
I'm going
very critical, hard, nasty review.
I go like a hard review of each guest. I'm like, they're kind of a jerk. No, I basically do the format of this show where I'll talk about what I've been up to, and then I do my fresh faves for the week. Right, a hero that I'm liking for the week, cards I'm liking for the week, things I might be playing on the weekend, and then I'll talk about like some kind of topic, whether it's content creator grants or some other.
Oh, this is pretty good. I like this. Yeah,
golf Reinar. Who knows? It might get crazy, but check it out. I am moving soon.
Oh yeah, and the new $50 tier where you get to replace the name of Fresh Faves. You get to put your own name in the sponsor of Fresh Faves.
$50
$50 a month.
How about I just bully Peter at MinMax to sponsor instead?
Yes, let's go. Even better. Do it.
But yeah, check it all out. And of course, as always like to talk about food. At the end of every show, we have a food question from Boosting Spendog, who says, "Hey, William, just a silly, goofy, random question here. Was wondering, favorite food after Fab? Ooh, woo?"
Someone clip that. All right. That's great. So after an armory is how I'm most, I think, so yeah, after an armory, I have one of my armories that ends at 11 p.m.
Okay.
And so the only thing open on the way home is McDonald's, right? So I'm getting McDonald's on the way home. Actually, in general, when armories are over, specifically armories, I'm just heading straight home. You know, I've spent all day at the LGS, spend time with the family at this point, so just get some kind of drive-through going through. Unrelated, I'm gonna give a regular food thing because this is a special occasion for me. I went on holiday this last weekend, and while out, I went to my favorite restaurant, Fuddruckers.
Oh,
if you've ever been there, the cool thing about them, it's a burger joint, and they have a nacho cheese dispenser. It's just on tap. I can get as much nacho cheese as I want for my hot dogs or burgers or fries or for my nacho cheese. I can just put it on everything.
Okay. I do have a nacho cheese story from yesterday, if you want to hear it.
Yesterday, yes.
So, I was at, folks, you can tune out now if you want, but this
No.
Stick around.
This is hard hitting.
I have this thing about, the I guess it's Tostitos branded nacho cheese in the jar. So
that's not the one that comes in like the little like metal tin, is it?
No, not that one. The one that's like in like a jar, like salsa. Okay. Right?
Okay.
Like a glass jar. And
sure.
I'm at Costco with Lady Fresh, as one does. Costco, love that place.
Yeah.
Just get like my things.
Get the essentials. Yeah.
My Coke Zeros. But
Coke Zeros for the next 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't last that long. I'll tell you that much. But
oh shoot,
I love myself a Coke Zero. But that nacho cheese, right? The one that you dip your chips in. I would always just assume that it's like really bad for you, and it is. Yes, it is nutritionally terrible for you.
Oh yeah.
Calorically, it's like I think there's like 19 servings, and I think it was like 40 calories per serving in the big jar. So like that's really maybe it was 80, but like it's not that bad. Like 2 tablespoons was less than 100 calories. Now I think like you could definitely eat 2 full jars and probably be under 2,000 calories in a day. But you will not have blood running through your arteries.
You're gonna have other problems if you drink 2 jars of nacho cheese.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you're the nacho cheese guy. I'm just saying.
There was a study done that was talking about like how burnt calories can give you cancer. The story reminds me of that. In the state of California, they have determined that eating burnt calories will give you cancer, like toast.
Okay.
Like toast. Gotcha. Yeah. That's what I mean, like toast, right? And so the analogy the analogy they gave was if you ate a large fry from McDonald's that was burnt to a crisp, every meal for an entire year, you would get cancer. And my counter argument is you were going to die to something else before you get cancer if you were eating a large burnt fry from McDonald's for every meal for a year. In the same sense, not drinking 2 jars of nacho cheese, I'm not concerned about the calories at that point. Like there's other things at work in your body that are to be concerned about more.
Like I'm just saying the chips are worse. The chips are worse for you.
Oh, the chips are worse.
Like calorically.
So this what you're saying is just we're gonna start finger painting with the nacho cheese instead of burning all our calories for the day on chips.
I'm just saying if we get into a post-apocalyptic world, and you're just like, I just need like calories. Don't go for the nacho cheese. It's not that calorie rich. You need something a little bit more dense. So, because I think initially I'd be like, oh, I'll just eat a jar of nacho cheese in the post-apocalyptic world. I'll be fine. No, it won't. I need more nutrients.
Counter argument. Losing weight, you get that like Smart Pop popcorn. You dip that in nacho cheese. There you go. It doesn't have any good flavor to it, but now it does. It's got a whole host of cheesy flavor.
We're really...
We're cooking.
We're off the deep end, and with that, unfortunately, we don't have time for Charmer. But we'll get.
Wait. I got Charmer right here.
No.
Charmer.
He's
No. On screen right here. Wait,
Oh
Charmer.
my God.
He's got something he's been meaning to tell you. Go ahead. Say it to him.